Hello, CFA Nation. Gabe Stradamus in the house, along with
Nick, who's not completely delusional like this guy is.
Gabe Stradamus. Gabe Stradamus. Gabe Stradamus. Bro, I tell the future. Somebody needs their lottery numbers. Hit me up. Somebody needs to know, whatever. The stock market. Hit me up. What crypto coin is gonna crash? Hit me up. Because I tell the future, baby. You already know we're here today for another installment, Nick. No. Now, take that out of there. I want the original, because I love the original. You got to give me the good stuff. I want the original installment of R3 Wickets. Oh, there it is. It's so cold when he does it. You guys know you love it. It's just a set.
It's exhausting.
Nick would be the best umpire ever. Everybody's yelling for the pitch. Oh, they're just watching. The fans are watching with trepidation. Everybody's like, oh, is he going? Is he going? Is he going? Is he going? There. Oh, man, that would be so cold. Nick, I am so excited. Yeah, you can't cheapen this R3 Wicket was giving me the quick. No. I need the official R3 Wickets just to.
That's what I would do. If I was an umpire, I'd be like this. I'd be like, scratch my head.
Oh, man. You guys see me with the championship belt. You see me with the dog tags because the Aussies are warriors. The Aussies are warriors. We bang out to the death. Let's go to work. Nick, I got so much to talk about. But before I do, I noticed you've said about 3 words. So let my man talk for a second. What's up, Nick?
Wow. I over under 17 words in this whole video after I finished my introduction. I guarantee. Listen, like Gabe said in a previous one, I had no dog in this fight. Besides just watching Gabe suffer, because I can't have his squad get a World Cup before mine. I can't have it happen. I felt so good about England's chances. Oh, man, and now it might happen. He's already predicted it's going to happen. It's amazing because like 25 minutes ago, it was over for Australia. Gabe Stradamus, nothing. But this was a match putting all of that personal rivalry nonsense away, because if you're new to this channel, it's all for fun. It's all for show, as we say. As far as cricket goes, this was a match that really, really surprised me. We're talking about Pakistan-Australia, second semifinal match. It looked several times like this was Pakistan's match. Right. And then Australia had a great 4th, 5th, and 6th over. Oh, wow, this is probably going to be Australia's match. And, this is going to be Pakistan. I mean, the win predictor was back and forth as well. But the thing that really surprised me about this match was Australia played this match so ugly at times. I mean, so ugly, for crying out loud. It was so ugly, it made me look handsome at times. But, I mean, it was so bad. And usually those mental errors, sometimes it just takes one error and you're done because the competition's that close. They were so bad, and they were able to chase, just like New Zealand did with an over to spare 20-plus runs in the 19th. It was something I did not believe I was seeing. And I'm going to get some other things later on, even for Australia. But that, for me, is the biggest takeaway. I cannot believe with all the mental errors, they did not dig themselves into a huge hole that they could not get out of.
No, for sure. And I agree with you, man. This game, if anything else, this proves that not only is cricket, people that say cricket is boring, you've lost your mind. Sit through these matches and tell me cricket is boring, okay? The last 2 matches, to Nick's points, gone down to the 19th over. So much. This has been a great knockout stage. I understand people were not happy with the beginning part of the World Cup. You know, some of the big teams that were supposed to be there, the West Indies, India. Look, it is what it is. They didn't make it through. But as far as exciting, we couldn't have gotten a more exciting knockout stage between England and New Zealand, and of course today, Australia and Pakistan. You know, I'll tell you this, Nick, cricket is unpredictable. Because you're right. There was about 3 or 4 times, bro, that I'm like, it's over. I'm losing my mind. I took off the baggy green and put on my army hat. I did do that, and Nick was like, yo, I would have got crushed. How come they're not crushing you? Because I think the fans knew that I put on the Aussie hat and the dog tags because I was ready to go to war in those second innings. That's what it was about. But with that being said,
you took it off in the second innings, you goofball.
Not the hat. No, I had the army hat. Not the.
You had the light. You had a soccer hat on.
Yeah, but it's the military pattern, bro. That means that's my ready to go to war hat. Okay, listen, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. You deal with it. With that being said, unbelievable match. Obviously, Australia won. You guys see my jubilation right now. I'm so excited. So let's just get right into this match right now. Okay, I want to start with what I liked, Nick. What I liked first and foremost from the Australia side, David Warner. David Warner has come into form. And people are talking about, oh man, David Warner just made himself some money in the IPL. He just made himself. Listen, David Warner is going to be the captain of one of the new franchises or one of the teams that need a captain because he has been a monster, an absolute monster. He set the stage. He was aggressive, got so many runs, put Australia in the right on the path to win this game. And I think that David Warner, you know, sometimes the guy's in bad form. Sometimes it's injury. Now, Nick, I truly believe it was the groin. People don't understand how long an injury can last. And people are like, really? For 6, 7, 8 months? Yeah, sometimes it takes that long to heal from it until you're 100%. Because I don't know if you've ever broken anything or had surgery or anything like that. For instance, I have my MCL on my knee and my Achilles on my leg. After the initial boot comes off, right? 4 to 6 weeks on my Achilles or whatever. Then it still took me like 2 or 3 months of rehab just to be able to get the movement in that ankle as far as my Achilles on the heel, I should say. So if you're an athlete, yeah, it's gonna take you a while to get back into form. And I truly believe that I'll be honest and candid. I thought David Warner was done. I was one of those guys that said it. No, it wasn't that he was done. He was still working his way back from injury, Nick. So for me, I am all in back on David Warner. And shame on you, SRH, for dropping him. Now you're going to regret it when he comes back next year and smocks you every time he plays. And I feel good about the Aussies' chances in the upcoming Ashes. What else did I like? Okay, I like the bowling by Adam Zampa. Nick, Adam Zampa, to me, is one of the most underrated spinners there are out there. Okay, some people compare him to Don Best. You watch your mouth when you say that. You watch your mouth. Don Best lucks his way into wickets.
Don Best drive-by.
Don Best drive-by. All right, Adam Zampa is good. And the mullet haircut withstanding, somebody get him a hairdresser. My gosh, that was terrible. That hairdo was atrocious today. But the guy takes wickets and his economy rate is so low. Once again, a 5 economy rate today, Nick. A 5 economy rate. This guy helped 550 economy rate, lowest economy rate by far for Australia, and helped them go ahead and win this game. 4 for 22, a wicket. And then finally, let's talk about bowling. We always talk about batting and big performances.
Did you just talk about bowling with Adam Zampa?
Well, listen, I gave a lot of credit. I did. I give a lot of credit to David Warner, 49. And let's not forget about what Stoinis did with his 40 and Matthew Wade winning the game at the end.
Can Matthew Wade get some love?
Listen, I'll talk about, or you can talk about that when you talk about the drop, because Matthew Wade got caught, brother. That was a huge drop, and I'll let you, I don't want to steal your thunder.
Doesn't matter. He can't control that. He scored.
But that drop turned into 20 runs. I don't even want to talk about that. If not, look at Matthew Wade. If he gets caught, subtract 20 from his total of 41, and he's at 21. That's not doing the job. But with that being said, how about the 19? The Aussies gave up 3 and 4 runs respectively. That's death bowling, baby. That's death bowling. Give credit to the bowlers, taking wickets, taking scalps, taking the scalps. Love the bowling because I don't care. And Nick brought this up to me. I always thought that cricket, especially T20, was a batsman's game. And Nick and I argue about everything. And he gave me the greatest point. He said, Gabe, it is definitely set up for the bowlers because I could be a batsman and hit 3 sixes in a row and get myself out on one ball. You're a bowler, you can give up 3 or 4 sixes, but you still get another over. In fact, you got 4 more overs when you can come and take those wickets. So that's to me why, for once, and my God, I'm saying this. I can't believe it. Nick is right. I think it's actually skewed to the bowlers, and that's an embarrassing thing to say. But the rules are skewed to the bowlers because, man, you can go out and be the GOAT for the whole game and take 2 or 3 wickets in the end, and you did your job.
Absolutely. You get more chances to perform. I still love the batting. Matthew Wade, I don't care about what you say about the drops. Drops happen. I've seen them in every single match. They happen. This was detrimental, obviously. But Matthew Wade, it's like he's my man crush for Australia. This guy is fantastic. This guy is
Don't let
so
Chris Wilkes
underrated.
hear that. No. Let's cut that out. Don't let Chris
I said
Wilkes
Australia. I said Australia.
You're never supposed to have another man crush.
Are you kidding me? There's plenty of love to go around, my friend. Plenty of love. But I'm talking about fandom, mister. You know what fan is short for fanatic? Okay? Fandom, okay? Matthew Wade is absolutely fantastic. And when you get a second chance, you take advantage of that. That's what I like from the Australia side. What I like from the Pakistan side, you had the opening partnership not do as well as they usually did, but they still combined when you put their runs together for like 90 runs of the team's 176. The batting side, they got 176, and that wasn't enough. That wasn't enough for 19 overs in this match. But 67 from Rizwan, 39 from Babar, 55 from Zaman with a strike rate of 171. I loved the batting, but let me say this. The captain messed him up batting-wise. Just because you need more runs today, he had a low strike rate. And he wasn't able to really push the envelope when they didn't have any wickets. And then he lost his wicket on a shot there. So that's a little bit of what I did not like. But what I liked was the batting approach. The bowling, there's not much to write home about. I was gushing at the very beginning of Australia's batting innings about how Pakistan's bowling's been carrying them through this tournament and how you have a tough out everywhere you go. That's a baseball phrase. But you have a tough situation with each bowler, and really no one was able to show up. Even with Shaheen in that masterful first over, he gave 22 at the end. It really erased a good performance from him. Wasim, no wickets. Roth, no wickets. Hassan, no wickets. Again, I'm going into what I did not like, but what I did like was Shadab Khan, because Shadab Khan gave you 4 overs. He's like, I'm not sure what game you guys are playing, but I would like to take some wickets. He took 4 wickets, no balls, no wides. Ikami rated 6.5. He was the alien on this bowling attack, and he was phenomenal. And that's what I love, because he kept fighting. And when no one else seemed like they could do anything, he was able to, and it kept Pakistan in there because Australia was slogging it like crazy.
Nick, to your point, okay? What did I like on the Pakistan side? It's Khan. Okay, Pakistan is known for their bowling, and today Wasim didn't get a wicket, did not show up. Okay, Ralph did not get a wicket. All right, I feel bad for Shaheen Afridi because he should have had a better fate, so I won't talk about that too much, even though it was a little bit of his own doing. But Khan showed up, bro, and he's the only reason Pakistan was even in this thing, because 4 overs, 26 runs,
know what he said?
4 wickets. What's that?
He said, "My name is Khan, and I'm not a bad bowler."
That's what he said. The puns all day. My man's been on fire. Go back and watch the stream earlier too, guys, when we were on Ozjosh channel, Cricket for Us 2.0. Go ahead and check them out. They have great content over there. We were there with the cricket connoisseur, and he wasn't ready for Nick's punts today. Nick was killing him. Nick was awesome, on fire today, man. He had me cracking up at one point, even though I was in so much pain because the Aussies played so poorly. But to your point, yes, I love that performance from Khan, and he deserved a better fate, okay? Also, I want to start with what I disliked, okay? On the Aussie side, honestly, Nick, I look at the performance, and it's I cannot sit here and say that the Aussies won the game, okay? Did they deserve to win the game? I'm not sure. And let me explain what I mean by that. You had a game where you gave up 3 drop catches. One of them was a tough catch. 2 of them were sitters, bro. Okay, the one by Smudge, somebody explained that to me. He was waiting on it on a knee, and it just bounced off his hands. That was absolutely terrible. They drop Rizwan in the 3rd over. The 2nd over had just finished. They hadn't scored any runs. I think they only had 10, 12 runs at that point. And they drop Rizwan. Rizwan goes on to score another 67 runs or 60 plus runs, because I think he only had 4 runs at that time. Like, that can't happen. All right. There were 7 extras for 13 guys, 7 extras, 5 wides, 2 no balls. You cannot do that. You do that against New Zealand, we lose. No questions asked. So to me, today, the bowling, which is what I was disappointed for when it comes to Australia,
phenomenal.
And it was a frustrating situation. You cannot do that. You cannot give a good team the chance to climb back in there. Cummings came back, to your point, Nick. He had that no ball, he had that bad inning, but in that 17th or 18th over, he got himself his wicket, that did what he had to do. Only gave up 3 or 4 runs. But you got to be better than 2 no balls, 5 wides, and 3 drop catches. That's not going to do it against New Zealand. It's just not. So hopefully they clean that up. That's what I did not like. It was so frustrating to me. And also, there was a controversial call. Okay, Nick? And to me, doesn't matter what the result is. I just want it to be right. And we got a lot of flack in the stream where a lot of people are saying, well, what are we going to do? Just eliminate umpires? No. But if you got the technology, use it.
All right.
Okay? Get the call right. You have the ability to get the call right. It is not like that. If I lose, I want to go out on my back. I want to go out because you beat me. And most athletes will tell you, I want to win a championship because I did it on my own merit, not because of some controversial call, controversial rule. There was a horrible wicket. David Warner, who was the best player for today for Australia, 49, and he completely missed it, but the umpire gave it out. If the umpire is not sure, then don't make the call. And then at that point, we don't have to worry about umpire's call. Let the other team, if they think they got the wicket, use the challenge. Yeah. But don't put it on the batsman, okay, and we've heard this already. It's happened with Kohli. It's happened with a few players. We know that the bats are 2 pieces, so sometimes you hear a click, and you may think it's a nick, okay? It could be the click because it's not one whole solid piece. It's 2 pieces. Is that what you want determining a World Cup championship or a knockout game? Come on, guys. Not like that.
And it's not about being dishonest, because if you hit it and you hit it, then that's one thing. But if you think you're out because you heard something, that's a possibility. So just stand there and let the review system do its job.
Right. And to your point, Nick, earlier, people were talking about, reviewing every wicket would take forever. First of all, there's only 10 wickets. Only 10 wickets in the entire match. And they take tons of commercial breaks, tons of ton of commercial breaks, ton of strategic timeouts. I think they actually only take 2. But there's enough breaks where they could actually fit it in there. NFL people said the same thing. It's going to take forever. No, it's not, because it takes 2 seconds. The booth already knew. That wasn't a wicket. It wouldn't have taken any extra time.
Most of the wickets that we're talking about, review each one that's called a wicket, most of them are going to be plumb. So it's going to be super quick. It's going to be super duper quick. And whether the guy walks off or not, if the review says, no, David Warner, you're safe. Oh, cool. Go back out there.
And again, here's the thing. David Warner didn't walk off until the signal was given. So that's why it's on the umpire. Protect the umpire. Listen, I get it. Umpiring is a tough job. All right. Umpiring is a tough job. So is being a police officer. So is being a doctor. So is being a lawyer. So tons of stuff. But if I have a tough job and technology can assist me to do it better, wouldn't I want to use that technology? Let me use it better.
Yeah. One thing I would disagree with you, though, I don't think you can say Warner went off just because of the umpire, because we've seen it plenty of times where a guy says you're out, like, no, I don't think I am, so we're going to review it. So I can't put that on the umpire. Warner still, I'm not blaming him. He gave a great performance, like he has all World Cup, one of the best performances of this entire tournament. But I was just surprised at how quickly he walked off. That's it. He was trying to be honest. He was trying to be a good guy, trying to be a good cricketer, right? And I get that. But
fair play award.
It wasn't the time to be fair play right there.
He heard the Nick, and this is something else. I know cricket bats have been made the same way for hundreds of years at this point, right? Because cricket's been around since the 1800s. But if this is a thing where the bats aren't one whole piece, right? And these clicks happen. This is at least the 3rd time I've heard about it in a major game. It happened to Kohli. I forget who else it happened to. Maybe we might think about using different technology to create the bat so that doesn't happen. Because obviously he walked off because he heard something.
I can't see him doing that. It'd be like baseball going to aluminum bats. I can't see them doing that. Right?
Something.
I mean, I can't. If you want more runs scored or whatever, I can't see that happening. Are you ready for what I disliked?
I want to hear what you disliked, but the one thing I will say this, guys, and I know Nick is going to mention it. I've already seen stuff on Twitter where people are throwing some crazy. Guys, it's a game. I get it. It hurts. It's painful. But don't get crazy. It wasn't intentional. Athletes make mistakes, and let's just show some humanity, some compassion. Nobody feels worse for what happened than Ali. That's all I'm gonna say, because I don't want to steal from your thunder. But that some of the stuff I've seen out there is not okay.
Well, yeah, and I'm honestly not going to focus too much on that, because the drop catches, that's your thing, and I agree, but I don't put an entire match on one error. I get you can make a great argument for it. You really can. I don't because it happened. It happened in this match. In my way of thinking, they had 3 drop catches. 2 of them were, makeable catches. This was one makeable catch. Then, Australia still had one more. I can't put it on one play. The thing that I was frustrated about, even though you have to have fielding, fielding's a huge part of the score or about the game. And unfortunately, that was the wrong time for that drop. We've seen it time and time again. It was the worst timing ever. You've got to take some ownership, which I'm sure Hassan Ali is going to do. And I'm not going to excuse it at all, but I'm not going to continue to bury this guy for that performance. I was more frustrated with the bowling. 44 runs on 4 overs. So what you have is a situation where Hassan Ali didn't help his squad at all. And not everyone can be superstar. A lot of the bowling was not good. I mentioned earlier what I liked. Wasim had a really bad first over. He was able to bounce back. Because of that bad first over the power play, they weren't even thinking about using him later on. Harris Ralph, he did not have the greatest. He has an economy rate of 10.7 for crying out loud. Hafiz went out there for 13. I said, no, they weren't getting it from anyone besides Shadab Khan. And even Shaheen Afridi, who's always going to get you a wicket at power play. He's like Chris Wilkes. He's always going to get those power play wickets. And it's very similar. It's interesting how similar his performance today was to Chris Wilkes from the day before. It's uncanny, to tell you the truth. But none of the bowling was able to do anything. They weren't. And that's where, even though I say the game is more lean towards helping the bowlers out, that's where batting is so, so important. No one's going to predict that Matthew Wade and Stoinis has the ability. I think Matthew Wade has the ability. But we've seen so many times those guys go down very, very early, which is a few balls. But batting was able to overcome bad bowling. And that's what we had today. And unfortunately, 176 wasn't enough because of bad bowling. But also, to your point, Pakistan got 59 in the power in the death. That's a whole lot of runs. Australia got 60 in one less over in the death. Batting when you need it to happen. Matthew Wade won the game in the last 3 balls. He got 6s on each time. 18 runs. It was absolutely crazy. And that's where the Ali drop looks way worse than it is. Of course it's worse. It's absolutely bad. But Australia still had plenty of wickets in hand. I get that Wade was more established than someone coming in, and that's a huge difference. But it's unfortunate because all around it was kind of a lumpy performance by Pakistan, if I can say that. You have Babar Azam's low strike rate. You had the bad bowling for Pakistan. And I was rooting for Pakistan because they were my dark horse to win it all. So now every team I predicted is out of it, so I suck even more. But you allowed Australia to get back in there and, go down into the roots of what Australia cricket's been in the past and be able to pull that out.
Nick, what I will say is this. It was a huge drop, okay? I'm not going to say that it wasn't. It cost them 20 runs. But, bro, they got death threats right now. And, Twitter tries to take away any, as soon as it put it, they take it down. No, that's not okay, guys. He's a human being. He has a family. He has wife and kids. That's not okay.
But as we know, it's not our audience. Our audience are level-headed. Our audience shows no matter who is playing in that match. But I see what you're saying.
It was
knuckleheads out there,
bro. I was shocked. They're accusing him of match fixing. They're accusing him of intentionally throwing the game. They want an investigation launch. People are making threats. Like, guys, no, he's a human being. I tell you this.
Social media.
Exactly, Nick. And I drive a lot of professional athletes. I can tell you these guys' egos are ridiculous. And these guys, because of their ego, would never. That's just who they are. I'd rather go broke than compromise my integrity and throw a game. That's just not who they are. Okay. Every athlete, by the way, thinks they're the best. They think they're the best things in sliced bread. I am the greatest. That's how they all think. So I know that wasn't intentional, guys. We're the Aussies, and I know that we were clowning about it in the shot. To Nick's point, the Aussies had 3 drop catches.
It's your favorite go-to line.
3 drop catches. And I do it, Nick. I say it, and maybe I should stop saying it because I didn't realize that people were going to get this crazy. I say it tongue in cheek. I hate officials, but no athlete would do that. But bro, if he's got to go back home. He's got wife and kids and family. He's got to go back home. And he's legitimately, people are accusing him of match fixing and threatening him. No, not okay. So I'm upset about that. And if I contributed to that, CFA Nation, I'm sorry. I don't really mean it when I say match fixing as far as the players are concerned. That's never really been an authentic. It's something funny that I say. but I never believed any athlete would stoop to that level. Would they stoop to cheating? Yes. Sandpaper? Hey, if you ain't trying, you ain't cheating. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. All that stuff, yes, athletes will do. But throw a game?
Pure Aussie fan. Pure Aussie fan.
But throw a game? Yes, I am. But throw a game? Players don't do that. So please, I can't believe that happened, and I am not one saying that. So I hope that he's okay at home. I hope this rage for him dies down. Yes, it was a huge drop, but that's not okay. Nick, I want to talk about real quick something I learned. And I honestly, every time I watch cricket, I learn something different, okay? Whether it's a game, whether it's a match, whether it's hearing other people speak, right? And one of the things I've learned about cricket is I had a very captaincy, and we talked about this, is so important. And I had a very, very, very fixed notion on what bowlers should do. But today I learned why you cannot bowl out your best bowlers in the power play, even if they're taking wickets, and why you got to have good bowling for the death. Because both deaths were ridiculous. Guys got pumped. And what is different about the death? Don't tell me it's due, because there was no due in the first innings, okay? What is different about the death than anything else? It's the fact that you know it's the death, okay? And pressure busts pipes. That's an old adage. Guys, when they feel pressure, that's what causes drop catches. That's what causes wides. That's what causes no balls. And you want to think these guys are cute, cool as cucumbers. They don't feel pressure. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. You've seen guys unravel. Who was a baseball player, Nick, that a professional guy just lost it and could not throw strikes in a professional baseball game? He was all over the place. And they just, what is going on here? He just lost his strike zone. Thank you. God, I hate you. You're just a dearth of knowledge, bro. The guy is a professional baseball player and just lost it. Could not throw a strike. Pressure gets to people. They call it the yips. Today we saw the yips. So I will retract my previous statement saying, no, you bowl all your best guys over in the first 10 overs because you need guys for the death that got ice water in their veins. Because the last two games, to Nick's point, even the New Zealand England game, it was the death. And guys getting pumped in the death. Jordan getting pumped in the death. Chris Wilkes should have never bowled in the death. We already know that. But that death bowling is so important. And I finally realized your point and what other people who've been watching cricket way longer than me said, like, nah, you got to have your established guys there at the end. Again, CSK in the IPL championship, KK, you got to have established guys there. Because, man, the pressure in that death, Nick, you could cut it with a fork, bro. It's insane.
All I'm saying is this. England, you want to invest in one of those tethering things right there. In the death, you put Chris Wilkes at third man. You put the tethering on them so he can only get so far to field. He can't get any close to the pitch, okay? I don't ever want to see him in the death ever again, okay? You're going to kill me over there. Now, what did I learn? What I learned is going to be a little more tongue-in-cheek to bring a little levity to this. In Australia, okay, for the batters, the mustache plays. The mustache plays, okay?
I'm going it out.
Warner, Stoinis, Wade, they all had the stash. And man, does it look bad. Oh, does it look bad on any man. I don't care who you are, unless you're a cop or something. But it plays when it comes to cricket and it comes to chasing. Because all those guys, they had to, if everyone in that locker room right now is not shaving their beard, is not putting like the Dr. Whatever's miracle growing stuff right there, then they're not even trying for Sunday. I better see everyone with the mustache. Now, Mitchell Marsh was the only one without a mustache. He's a good-looking guy. Okay, he doesn't need the mustache to mess up that mug. He's got the mullet at least going on. Mitchell Marsh, you better have a mustache come Sunday, because I mean it's November, right? And Australia knows how to do it. David Warner, he just looking for an excuse for that mustache.
It's the worst. It's the worst.
But oh man, it's bad. I had it once and it looked horrible. But real quick, a little bit of sincerity. I learned firsthand why you never count out Australia. I don't care what time period it is. I don't care if it's Bradman. I don't care if it's Warner. You don't ever count out Australia. They're absolutely fantastic. Huge win if you're an Australia fan. It kills me to say it, but we have two great, gritty, not fiery really, because New Zealand's really calm, but competitive squads coming on Sunday, and I'm excited to watch it.
Absolutely, Nick. Well, I mean, we already had our predictions, but for those of you that did not catch the live stream, excuse me. For those of you that did not catch the live stream, let's make it real quick. Of course, I'm rocking with my Aussies. I'm rocking with them. They made it there. You know, JL has been under a lot of fire, guys. If you guys are Australia, cricket.com, bro, every other story is about how bad he's been. Should he be sacked? It's crazy. They destroy this guy all the time. If he wins, to Nick's point, it's going to be hard to fire him if he wins here and if he beats
win the World Cup.
He wins the World Cup T20. Australia's first, by the way. They've never won one. And if they win the Ashes, I'm telling you, there's no way that he gets sacked. So nobody more than him wants to win this next match. But I'm rocking with Australia. Nick, who you rocking with?
New Zealand. I've been wrong just about every match prediction in this tournament. So that means Australia, congratulations, you won your first World Cup. But I'm going with New Zealand because, like I learned yesterday, you don't ever count them out. Let us know who you got win the entire thing. Let us know your thoughts about this match. What did we miss out on? Thank you so much, CFA Nation. Truly and honestly, you guys and girls are so much fun to interact with. You're so much fun to build this community with, and we absolutely love you guys all to death. Thanks for always showing up. Thanks for dealing with our nonsense because we're having a whole lot of fun, and we're glad that you're enjoying us having a lot of fun. And with all that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time.
That's